Record. Welcome to the team call tonight. I'm really excited because this is my first team call, apart from one where I talked to everyone about our one of our trips. I think it was about our leadership trip. Tonight, what I have for you is basically coaching is as easy as being a good friend. And I'm going to give you a little bit of background as to how I came about this and then go from there. So I read an article on a Facebook group that I'm part of. Someone had posted it complaining about network marketers and MLM people and how they'd gotten a message in their inbox from an old high school friend that said, "Hey, how are you? I love your kids." And then the next sentence later was, "I'd love to talk to you about a business opportunity," or something to that effect. And the whole article was premised on the icky feeling that they got, and that here they thought that someone from their past was reaching out to them to truly connect, and they were greatly disappointed that they weren't, that instead they were too busy trying to sell them, and then the conversation dropped off when they said that they weren't interested, right? How many of you, I'd like to see a raise of hands maybe if you're on, how many of you have gotten those? Like, I totally have. I get them all the time, and I even get them from people who aren't my friends. Like on Instagram, my followers, like I get those messages in my inbox that are like, "Hey, you're super positive and exciting, and I'd love to have you on my team." And it can be really frustrating, and it feels really, really icky. And so when I read that article, I was like, you know what? I want to be different, and I want Beachbody to be different. I want people to see us and not equivalate us to those other people. Okay. So I started thinking about how I could set myself apart as a coach and a network marketer, and how all of you guys could do that too. And as I thought about it, I realized that some of my most usually the people I get the most excited about when I'm talking to them and when they decide to join my challenge group or when they decide to join my team are the people that I have talked to for a long time, that I've built a relationship with, that I've established trust with, that I see more as friends than as customers or potential coaches. And so that's where we're going with this tonight. Nobody likes to be sold. Nobody likes to be sold, and they especially don't like to be sold by their friends. Although we all have that one friend, right, that we ask about taxes because they're super good with accounting and stuff like that, like Heather Wiley, right? We all have that friend who knows a lot about cars. So when your car is having problems, you're going to call them. My husband is that for a lot of our friends. We all have that friend who knows a ton about kids, that if you have your kid has a weird rash, you're going to call that person that is super good, or not just a weird rash, but say they've got some behavior issues and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do." But you have a friend that's an amazing parent. You're going to go ask that friend for advice, right? We all have that friend that's an amazing cook, and we want them to share their recipes. But if those friends were constantly badgering you about, like if Heather Wiley was like every single second, "Guys, you should do this," or in every single conversation bringing up tax stuff like all the time, and badgering and pointing out the things that you're doing wrong and that you should be doing right, or if that friend that's really good at parenting that you look up to was like, "Oh geez, you really should fix this," or "How about you do this my way?" Or that chick with the recipes is always like, "You know what? That was okay, but here's my recipe. you should use it instead of that one. Would you really want to hang out with that person? Would you really ask them for their advice? Would you stay friends with them for very long? No. Nobody likes a know-it-all. So she just said that. Chrissy just said that. Nobody likes a know-it-all. And it's true. So what we have to do, now we've already identified what we don't do, what we shouldn't do. We need to be real. We need to be authentic. We need to be ourselves. We need to be a good friend. Hi, Dana. It's okay. No worries. We're glad you're here. And here's the thing. When we're out there, when we're doing our job and being who we were created to be and being a good friend, your life is going to change dramatically. Your business is going to naturally grow. It's not going to be a fast grow. This isn't a quick fix, but you'll find as you walk through life and as you, life and business, and as you be a product of the product and do the vital behaviors, you will become that fitness friend. You'll become the Beachbody friend that they will come to. And I actually had this happen today with my nail lady, like literally. I don't talk Beachbody to her every single time. In fact, usually she's the one that brings it up because she knows I'm a coach. And today I went in and I asked her about something completely different. I asked her about playing pickleball because she told me months ago that she wanted to learn how to play pickleball this summer with her husband. And do you know where that led to? She's like, oh, I haven't done that, but you know why I haven't done it? And I was like, no, why? And she's like, because I need to get in shape. And I was like, oh, and even then I did nothing, guys. I was like, oh, okay, I get that. And then she starts talking about a friend that she knows, actually a client that she has that's seen great results with our programs. And she's like, you're still doing that coaching thing, right? And I was like, yeah, I am. And she's like, okay, I want to do what you do. And by the time I was done with my nails, she bought a challenge pack. And do you know what? That was way better than trying to cram it down her throat. It was way better than even the people on Instagram that I've talked to that are like, yes, I'll do it, and don't respond. Like, it's just a much better experience for both her and I. You know, she's excited to start her program. She trusts me. She, like the excitement was just like tangible. Like we were taking over the salon because we were just like, yeah, she's excited. I'm excited. It was wonderful. And when we're doing our job right, that's how it should be. It should be natural, you know? So I want you guys to unmute yourselves because I want to have some interaction here. And I hope you have a pen and paper handy to take notes. I want us to talk about tonight what makes a good friend. And I want us to write it down and make a list. So, and if you don't start answering, I'm going to literally be like, okay, Heather, to you, what is a good friend? Give me one thing. So what's a good friend?
Can I start?
Chrissy wants to start. Yes.
Okay. I was thinking this while she was talking, and I was trying not to interrupt her and interject, so I'm glad she asked for input. But investment is the first word that came to my mind. This girl right here has invested more in me and in my family and just through relationship that that's really the only way that she got me to finally sign up as a discount coach. Mm-hmm. But because I recognized that her investment in me was worth me reciprocating, okay? And so I didn't even just sign up to do something for myself, but I had that desire to invest back in her because she's my friend. And I knew that that investment would show a return and that it would actually be more of like a compound investment. So when you're investing in friends and you're doing it on a regular basis, then it compounds. You know, the investment is greater than when you're just talking to somebody at the coffee shop, right? So there's my tidbit.
Cool. What else, guys?
A good listener.
Yes.
That's always a big one for me because I have a lot of venting issues.
Yeah.
So when my friends are good listeners, then that's like huge for me.
So Carly, can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
What is a good listener?
Someone who doesn't interject with their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually, one of my best friends has taught me to not do that. She's like one of the main reasons I love good listeners.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't do that. Like, she leads by example. She never interjects when I'm talking about my life, and she just sits there and she just listens.
I'm willing to bet that she also remembers what you say.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really does. So
I can spell remembers. I just can't spell it tonight, apparently. Okay. Anyone else? I know there's more than two things.
Integrity.
Yeah, you're right, Dana.
I had that conversation with my daughter today because it's always been a huge thing for me, because I always want to represent myself genuinely, and I want to do what I say and say what I do, so people know they can trust and count on me.
Yeah.
But that's the way I live my life, though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Which is how you should run your business.
Yeah.
How you run your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who's next? Katie?
I think I just like somebody who I just is always going to be there. I mean, I always know that they're just a phone call away, no matter how much distance our houses may be apart. Just knowing that I can pick up the phone and they're just going to be there to listen, whether I've had a rough day or I have a new mom question, because I've only been on this track for 7 weeks. And they're just going to let me vent and let me say what I got to say, and just a good support system, whatever my days look like, just to have a good support from that friend.
Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect.
I was going to say someone that's resourceful, like even if they don't know the answer to something, they'll research it and get back to you. But usually they have a good wealth of knowledge in their field.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say honesty too. I think in everyday life, whether it's in Beachbody or just regular friendship, I've always appreciated people who are honest, because there's nothing worse than thinking everything's, you're doing something right or you're going the right direction, and someone could have stopped you and helped guide you the right way with what you were really wanting. So for me, honesty has always been huge in any aspect of my life.
I agree, Melanie. Absolutely.
I'll go. I love it when people encourage me and value me and see potential in me and tell me. And I guess it's honest, not like obviously not to flatter me, but like who really sees me, like sees who I am, and maybe I don't even see it, but they call me out, and they're like, not call me out in a bad way, but call me forward. Like they can see something and they push me to become that, to become better.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Someone who doesn't go telling my business to other people.
Confidentiality.
I hate it when my friends tell me about my other friends. I'm like, really? What are you saying about me? And it's not necessarily bad stuff. It's just like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me people's stuff.
Let them tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've even had conversations where I've had to stop my friends and be like, wait, no, stop telling me, because I would rather hear it from them. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I care about them. I want to know how they're doing, but I would rather it come from my relationship with them than my relationship with you.
Right.
Perfect.
My sisters are the worst at that.
Sisters. I get that. Oh, you didn't know I was going to sing for you a little bit.
Don't you always sing
Yeah.
a little bit?
Yeah, I do,
Always.
actually. Yeah, come to one of my classes. If you ever come to one of my classes, I sing. I sing while I teach. It's funny. Okay, anyways, so I love our list. I think it's really awesome. And thank you. I think almost everyone participated. One of the things that I wrote down, a couple of things. Number one is that they're also fun to be around, that they have similar interests. You know that saying, your vibe attracts your tribe? Well, you're probably not going to be friends with someone that you have like zero, absolute nada in common with, right? And I like what Tammy said about bringing out the best in you. That also means that they're not afraid to have tough conversations. They're not afraid to show you your blind spots, but in a loving way, right? Yeah. So those are the kinds of things that we should inspire to be. Like how we would like someone to be a friend to us. That's how we should be a friend to them, right? And it's an age-old thing. Like it really is. It's the golden rule, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It really is the golden rule. So I just wanted to have a conversation about it and talk about it and have us create this list. And when you're interacting with people, no matter where you go, there's always going to be an opportunity for you to, I mean, everywhere you go, when you talk to people, they know who you are. They know if you're talking to them, they know that you're a coach. They know what you stand for. They know what you represent. And so it's really important that we carry ourselves in the best way possible, you know? And I think even in our challenge groups, it's important. Like even once we establish our customers and our coaches, how we relate to one another, and carrying that not just into inviting, but into your coaching relationship outside of that too. So now I want to share, at the gym where I teach, we have a trainer teach like every week. And one of our trainers got this list from Precision Nutrition, actually, because he's going through their certification, of the difference between awfulness-based coaching and awesomeness-based coaching. And I thought that would be really fitting to end our call tonight with me reading this to you and sharing it with you. I'm just going to address this. I know that often when we talk about the negative versus the positive, the negative sticks out way more, and we remember that way more. And I want to say this: when you focus on the negative, you often end up going there. So even though I'm going to list the negative, I want you to try to grab onto the positive, the awesomeness coaching, and I want you to write those things down, because we all know how to be a crappy friend. We all know how to be a crappy person. We all know how to be a crappy coach. It's really not hard, right? But what is hard is to grab onto that positive and then walk it out and live it out. So here's what an awful coach does, okay? An awful coach, they're meanies. They're mimicking what they see other trainers and coaches doing, and they think it's somehow required. Awfulness coaching says that the client is broken and has to be fixed, that there's something wrong with them. So it focuses on what's wrong with your client and how to get rid of it, how to purge it. It identifies flaws and obsesses over them. So you'll have a client and you're like, yeah, you know what? You do need to lose weight. You so need to lose weight. And then when they mess up, you're going to be like, well, if you would just do this, you would lose weight. Yeah, no, that doesn't feel good to receive. It doesn't feel good to even say, like, right here, right now.
Can I just say, like, who says that? Who
There
does
are
that mean? Like, really?
Oh
I
man.
would throw out a name.
I don't get it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Bullies.
Yes, health bullies, they are out there. So awfulness coaching sees good nutrition, movement, and health habits as something people have to be shamed into. Awful coaches tell people to get to the gym and work off their sins. Tells clients that they deserve to feel bad. Okay, those are all super awful coaching. Here's the awesomeness-based coaching. This is what we're all going for. Are you ready? Write these things down because they're awesome. Awesomeness coaching, on the other hand, finds the awesomeness within the client. As friends and as coaches, we should be finding the awesomeness in everyone around us, in your kids, in your significant other, in your friends, in your parents, in the lady at Costco, everywhere. Awesomeness coaching helps the client find what's fun and joyful in their life and helps them chase it and embrace it. Awesomeness coaching sees nutritious eating, movement, and health habits as a path to living life with purpose. Purpose is a whole nother team call. Awesomeness coaching talks to clients about getting outside to play, about feeling good in their bodies, not ashamed or exhausted. Awesomeness-based coaching is a guide on the road to total wellness. While clients may be hesitant, we can grab their hand and offer to go in with them rather than shoving them forward alone. We are here as coaches to partner with everyone around us and take them with us, right? Awesomeness is a filter, like a pair of glasses that you use to see the world. When you do awesomeness-based coaching, you focus on your clients' strengths and how you can work with them and how they can work with them. You focus on their skills and how you can apply them and they can apply them, their capabilities and how they can build them, their interests and how you can direct them, and their accomplishments, how you can celebrate and recognize them with them. And that is what we aspire to be as coaches. And all of that is related to being a good friend. Yep. And mic drop. That's what I got. Does anyone have any questions? Or hold on a second. I'm going to stop the recording